What if I told you that Adam had a daughter before he ever had Cain? I know that's hard to swallow, but if we keep thinking Adam had only 3 sons, we are missing something big. And it's the reason we are still asking today, who did Cain marry? So let's get into it. Now, the question of who Cain married has been on for generations upon generations, and the answer might be right in front of us. Now, the first question you want to ask is this. In the book of Genesis alone, we have more than 60-something male children being recorded as born. Now, we have about 6 of women in Genesis. They were not even talked about like they were born. Their names were just mentioned, but let's assume it was recorded that they were born. If you're coming from that perspective, the question you're going to ask is, all these 60-some men, who did they get married to? Because that now becomes like the question of who did Cain marry, if you understand where I'm coming from with this. So the question now is, who did Seth marry? So when you start asking questions like that, it now begins to open up a lot of other things. But we don't need to go too far. This is the point. When the history of Jacob was recorded, it was recorded that he had 12 sons. Nobody talked about the daughter. The only daughter that was talked about because she had some issues here and there, mistreated and everything, or raped. Having said that, let's go back to Adam in the Garden of Eden. Who said Cain is the first person that was born by Eve? Why can't we just see that it's possible that it was a girl? Because the Bible wasn't going to mention it unless maybe the lady did something or tried to separate the fight between Abel and Cain or tried to do something significant. To further prove this, Eve in the Bible wasn't talked about much, although Adam wasn't really talked about much, but women are generally not talked about much, especially in the book of Genesis. Sarah is the one person that was talked about, Rebecca was talked about here and there, and it was because of the role they played in bringing the patriarchs. Outside of that, nothing much is talked about the ladies, as far as I can remember. So if you have any other thing that you are remembering that I don't know, leave it in the comment section below. So this idea of thinking, who did Cain marry? Who did Cain marry? We have overburdened ourselves with that thought. The only question we should be asking is, which of Adam's daughter agreed to marry Cain? Or let's just push it a bit further. Which of Seth's daughter agreed to marry Cain? That's the question we should be asking, because it's not uncommon for people to wait for 100 years before they get married. It's not uncommon for them to wait for 200 years. It's very possible. The way we see time now is different from the way we saw time then. So maybe Cain waited and Seth's children and everything. He was able to marry them. We don't know about that. We don't also know whether Adam had other daughters that Cain was able to snatch one. Let me use that term. Why do I say this? The Bible talked about Adam gave birth to many sons and daughters. So the Bible didn't tell us when those children were given birth to, but we know he gave birth to many sons and daughters. So the question is, why are we disturbing ourselves with who Cain married when we know that Adam had a lot of daughters and perhaps he could have married his elder sister? For all I care. So the point is this. As much as I'm making this video, it's not a video we want to be making to now start maybe trying to prove a point or unprove a point. The point is very simple. Common sense teaches that Adam may have had daughters before Cain. So when you look at it from that perspective, and just to have this at the back of your mind, Adam lived for 900 and something years, and we're going to assume that the wife lived up to that range of time. Now, tell me, do you think their physical capabilities and ours can be compared? No, they are definitely going to be stronger than us because they didn't have the kind of technology that's even making us lazy. They didn't have it at the time. So that means Eve may have well given birth to more than 100 kids. Maybe, I don't know how that works, but we know it's possible. If she's giving birth at the rate of 5 years per child, that puts it at 100 children in 500 years. And mind you, she may have a lot of multiple births in between. People are still speculating that Cain and Abel are twins. So let's play with that. So that means maybe she may have other 5 to 10 other sets of twins. Who knows? Or triplets. Who knows? So the point is very simple. Let us stop overthinking about who Cain married to. He married to either his sister, his niece, just someone along the lineage of Adam, for crying out loud. I hope I've been able to help us open our mind, because one of the things I say about Christians is that we have a way of holding on to, like the Bible said. The fact that the Bible doesn't say something doesn't mean that we cannot apply common sense to that. If Adam gave birth to daughters at all, which the Bible didn't mention anyone by name, tell me, when did he give birth to those daughters? Well, I hope this is very helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment to let me know what you think. See you guys and catch you on the next one.